Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Buck Owens, and Merle Haggard rebelled against the Nashville sound. Even Frank Sinatra managed one of his most remarkable comebacks in a career full of them, with the Grammy Award-winning albums September of My Years and A Man and His Music. You couldn't turn on the radio without hearing a new classic. Like a Rolling Stone, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. My Generation. People Get Ready. Nowhere Man. Mr. Tambourine Man. The Sound of Silence. Eve of Destruction. Freedom Highway. It's My Life. Respect. I Fought the Law. My Girl. Go Where You Want to Go. One Love. A Change Is Gonna Come. Do You Believe in Magic? We're gonna make it. You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin'. In the Midnight Hour. California Dreamin'. Heart Full of Soul. I Can't Help Myself. California Girls. Stop in the Name of Love. Norwegian Wood. I'll Be Doggone. I Got You, Babe. Nowhere to Run. Let Me Be. I'll Feel a Whole Lot Better. I Ain't Marching Anymore. Till the End of the Day. Get Off of My Cloud. Turn, Turn, Turn. The Beatles loomed over their era like possibly no other artist has since. From January 1965 through January 1966, they enjoyed 6 number-1 U.S. singles in a row, a feat unbroken until the Bee Gees tied it in 1979, and Whitney Houston topped it with 7 singles in 1988. The emotional arc of those 6 singles reflects the shifting mood of that extraordinary year. The sunny I Feel Fine and 8 Days a Week matched the optimism both of America rebounding from President Kennedy's assassination and Britain proud to be the swinging capital of pop culture. The hopefulness continued through the first half of the year, as blacks secured the right to vote in the South, and President Johnson vowed to end poverty with such great society programs as Medicare and Medicaid. But the Beatles turned melancholy in Ticket to Ride, and desperate with Help, just as President Johnson began drafting 35,000 men a month to Vietnam, and Watts exploded in the worst case of urban unrest since the Detroit race riot of 1943. The desolate yesterday resonated with millions who felt a stable past was crumbling in the face of social upheaval. Parents began to see rockers as Pied Pipers, leading their children to long hair and drug-soaked promiscuity. Rioters, black militants, anti-war radicals, and acid-test partiers would soon scare enough voters to sweep Ronald Reagan into the governorship of California, an election that prophesied a nationwide shift away from liberalism. The pensive, "We can work it out," bemoaned the fussing and fighting that dominated the rest of the decade. Dylan's albums followed a similar emotional arc. The ebullience of his first rock album, Bringing It All Back Home, was in marked contrast to the darkness of Highway 61 Revisited, recorded just days after he was vilified at the Newport Folk Festival for going commercial. Buck Owens also weathered the outrage of Puritans for daring to mix country with rockabilly. In fact, the argument over authenticity was a major theme of the year. The Beatles versus the Stones, the polished sounds of Motown session musicians, the Funk Brothers and the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, versus Stax's Booker T and the MGs, and the Memphis Horns. Nashville's Slick A-Team versus Bakerfield's steel guitars and Fender Telecasters. Ironically, many folk rockers were backed by the LA studio pros dubbed the Wrecking Crew. The biggest battle of all was America's fight to reclaim its title as the center of pop music from the British invasion. There were 27 U.S. #1 hits that year. 13 were British and 14 American. On the British side, 5 were from the Beatles, 2 from the Rolling Stones, 2 from Herman's Hermits, and 4 from other British artists. The American effort comprised 6 Motown hits, 4 by the Supremes, 4 folk rock hits, 2 by the Byrds, 3 from the Brill Building Hit Factory, and 1 from the Beach Boys. Probably the musician's most recurring struggle that year was the inner battle not to self-destruct.